Welcome to another edition of the Dementia Care Partner Talk Show. Now, here's dementia care expert Teepa and your host, Greg Phelps.
New book coming in April 2024. Ted Obenauer, a retired executive consultant to Fortune 500 companies and a friend of Teepa's, is sharing his personal journey of living with Lewy body dementia. Titled, Moving Beyond Acceptance to Finding Purpose, Personalizing the Journey of Dementia, this book helps us shift our perspective on dementia and other unexpected life situations, and is published in partnership with Teepa Snow's company, Positive Approach to Care. Stay tuned for more details.
Hello and welcome to Teepa Snow's Dementia Care Partners podcast. I'm your host, Greg Phelps, and joining me as usual is Teepa Snow, and we can actually see each other now. And I think some people, if they have the technology, they can, see us as well. I don't know that they necessarily want to do that,
I think they should just listen, but what do I know?
They used to tell me I had the perfect face for radio. So on today's podcast, we're going to combine a few questions we've had. The first is regarding bathing and personal hygiene, and we get that one surprisingly frequently. Mom doesn't want to have a bath. Well, is that the end of the world? Well, maybe if she smells bad, so.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things I think that just never fails to surprise me is how intense people get and how challenged they are by this whole idea of, okay, so you're going out on a date, Greg. You've never met the girl in this you know her, but not really on a date format. So the first thing you want to do on the date is get her clothes off and touch her all over. What do you think your odds of being successful are?
Probably pretty slim.
Probably pretty slim. Okay, so what if instead you noticed that her hands were really dry and you had some lotion and you said, I have this lotion. Here, give it a try, see what you think. And then you showed on your own hands how you might put lotion on and then offer the lotion. Do you think you have a better chance at maybe that, even on your first date?
Well, I've seen Teepa Snow do something like that, where she uses something and then says, oh, would you like to try? I've seen that lady do that, and she's been quite successful.
Yeah, and maybe even, wow, your feet are so dry. Tell you what, slip your shoes off and so what I'm proposing, and what I propose every single time is, okay, we need to solve the puzzle, not blame the person. And we really need to look hard at agenda versus appreciation of somebody saying, no, they haven't given me permission to do the thing I want to do. Maybe I need to explore why. Have other people been trying to get her clothes off? If you've had 5 different people trying to get your clothing off and you don't understand why, because to the best of your knowledge, you take care of yourself just fine. If I come in and I start the same kind of pattern, what do you think the odds are I'm going to be successful?
I'd probably say about 0.
I agree.
Maybe a little more.
I'd say probably around 0. I can be super charming, but if you're anticipating that I'm going to do the same thing or in the same way, in the same place, at the same stuff, I've got to really back up and try something totally different and not focus on that at all. In fact, we have to build a relationship back. And I've got to get super curious about her backstory, his backstory. And the relationships that work for that person and the kind of relationships that don't. There are some people like, Greg, I don't know which you are. If I said, okay, so Greg, here's the thing. You're going to be both your arms in casts and they're both out there like they're at 90 degrees and you can't bring them into your body. You just can't. You broke both your forearms and they're out there. And I say to you, okay, Greg, you got to get your pants off because you can't. There's no way for you to do it because So would you rather have a family member help you or would you rather have a professional help you?
Probably a professional.
A professional. Okay.
Yeah.
Does it matter if it's male or female?
Not really.
Not really. Do you really like to go fast or do you prefer to go slow?
Had never thought about that.
You've never thought of that. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want someone who's going to talk a lot about what they're doing while they're doing it? Or do you prefer somebody who gives you simple cues and says, okay, now I'm going to, and shows you what they're going to do before you do it?
I would probably go for the simple cues and the visual cues. Yeah, I'd probably go for that.
Not a lot of chatter.
Well, I do all the chattering, as you can tell.
Well, and if I say, oh, Greg, oh my, you've got a little patch of something here. Here, let me get that off of you. Oh, Greg, oh my, you didn't clean yourself real well. Here, you've got some stuff over. Does that feel comfortable or uncomfortable to you?
Probably a little uncomfortable. Yep. Yeah. Yes.
So, people want a quick, easy answer, and I won't give you one. Because the thing I know about human beings is they're human. And they're beings.
Oh, damn it, Teepa, there's supposed to be a pill for that. Come on.
I want to go to the medicine cabinet. So when you find it, you let me know all about it and make sure it works, because I don't want to be selling people fake pills, just like I won't give fake advice. So what I will say is back off. That's the one piece of advice I'll give, is back off. When you're so invested in what's going to happen, you're not paying attention to who's in the room. And as long as we focus on task, not person, we're totally missing what it's all about, because care is about care. It's about getting permission. It's about figuring it out. It's about negotiating. It's about letting go of what I think is important to try to figure out what that human being believes and what they think and what they're willing to let me get away with in my effort to help. And my willingness to admit I screwed up, and that they have rights, and that having dementia doesn't rob you of every right you've ever had. We just like to think it takes away our responsibility for getting permission.
So would this also apply to, and I've witnessed this myself, dental hygiene, where people are trying to brush somebody's teeth, and I don't know that they necessarily had their permission or even the understanding of what the care person was trying to do?
Yeah.
Didn't end well.
It did not end well, and it doesn't end well. And I see a lot of outcomes that are the outcomes of nobody is allowed near their mouth, even with food. And so even with drink. And so it impacts people's interest in taking in nourishment and hydration from someone else as their skill set diminishes. I would say it's absolutely the same kinds of issues. But I'd also say, unless you've had someone else brush your teeth with your eyes closed and your hands sort of like unable to move, and I'd say you don't actually know what it feels like to have somebody yell at you or mess with you or do things to you. And I'd suggest, before you do something to someone else, maybe try walking in their shoes a few times. Make sure there's 5 different things somebody could be doing to you, and you don't know which one it is until it happens. And then try some techniques that we recommend and just see whether or not those kind of things can make a difference for someone, at least for you.
One of the comments that I've heard in some of the care facilities is mom's lost her glasses, dad's lost his false teeth, and there's a real panic about that. And I understand, because that's monetary. But when you find the glasses or the false teeth, you find out that they're not necessarily wearing them. They're tucked in a drawer, or the glasses. So what has happened? Has my vision gotten better? Am I now all of a sudden able to chew my food?
Well, I mean, there's a couple of possibilities. So here's our challenge. Like, when I find out that your glasses aren't where they're supposed to be, which is on you, and everybody thinks they're lost, but in fact, you keep taking them off, I've got to go to, all right. So here's the thing. I would say offhand, Greg, that the dentures or the glasses aren't working like they used to for the human being. So what do they need to do that they need the glasses for? And can I hold on to the glasses until it's time for that activity? And when I give them and get them going, do they use the glasses or do they take them right back off again? If they take them off, then what I've got to say is the glasses are not the problem. The brain change is the problem. And we need to learn the new normal, the new typical for this human being is living life without the glasses. And I don't care how fancy the glasses are. If I don't like them, the hearing aid, the dentures, the glasses, the clothing, if I'm telling you not that, then I'd say, what can we use in substitution? What can we do in substitution? And it could be they need assistance differently. It could be the color contrast. It could be the size of the print. It could be all kinds of things we can come up with. But we can only come up with that when I let go of the idea that the glasses are not the answer anymore. The dentures are not going to stay in the mouth during meals. That the hearing aid is actually amplifying way too many sounds. And so it's time to let go of the hearing aid in environments where there's way too many sounds.
It's not something that we can cover in a podcast in its entirety, because we could go down any one of those topics and have a great discussion. So is there someone I can talk to? I'm not 24/7, obviously, but
Yeah. Well, I would say we have a chat group online. We have a chat team, and the chat team is actually people that work with PAC and do these things. So we don't have people on chat who are just robot chatters who, here's what you want to do. These are folks who are knowledgeable and often trainers, coaches, consultants. We have a free half-hour consult where you can give us sort of some basics, and then we can sort of work with you to come up with some alternatives. We have some video content on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on blah, 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 blah. We have lots of options for how you might be able to get some ideas of what to try and where to go, and some options that might make a difference for you. So absolutely, we have ways of trying to provide support for you with your permission so we can see what else we can do.
Teepa, thank you very much.
Thank you, Greg.
You've been listening to the Dementia Care Partners podcast. For more information, go to teepasnow.com.
Hi, I'm Teepa Snow, and you just found our YouTube channel and watched one of our videos. I'm the owner and founder of Positive Approach to Care. Thanks for watching. And if you liked, if you have a comment about, or you would, please share it with people you know. Oh, and if you haven't yet done it, consider subscribing. We'll let you know when the next new video comes out. And you might want to visit our website, www.teepasnow.com, where you'll find other resources as well. See you there.